This is the kind of video that realtors won't touch because they fear it will tank their sales. But here's the thing, we're not in this to sell, just to sell. We're here to inform and educate. So when you buy or sell with us, or if you decide to invest in the best place on earth, Miami, you will do it because you already know what to expect from our team. So, have you ever wondered if the rising sea levels could be undermining Florida's coastal buildings? Well, a fresh study spearheaded by Florida International University, FIU, is on the case, aiming to shed light on this murky question. Picture this. Imagine setting up a network of 11 groundwater monitoring wells in a place like Hallandale Beach, right on Hallandale. FIU's got its eyes on this groundbreaking research. Think about this. This is awesome. And the spark for this inquiry? Well, unfortunately, the tragic collapse of Champlain Towers in Surfside back in 2021, 3 years ago. And while the investigation eventually ruled out seawater erosion as the collapse trigger, it did raise eyebrows about the potential threat rising sea levels pose to the infrastructure that keeps South Florida standing, such as pipes, cables, steel, and concrete. And thanks to a hefty $9 million grant, scientists are now gearing up for a deep dive into what's going on beneath our feet. And the goal? Well, to get a clear picture of how rising sea levels are reshaping the underground landscape and what risk the towering skyscrapers along the coast might be facing. And Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman-Schultz, who play a key role in securing the funding, she highlighted the urgency and importance of this research for South Florida's future. She pointed out that these challenges aren't just hypothetical future scenarios. These are pressing issues that we are facing right now. And South Florida sits on a foundation of porous limestone. It's kind of like concrete sponge. As sea level rise, so does the groundwater, inching ever closer to the surface, with a 2 foot sea level rise predicted by 2060. And some areas in Miami Dade are already dangerously close to groundwater levels. Unchecked sea level rise could lead to permanent flooding in parts of South Florida. Plus, the salty damp conditions underground could spell trouble for infrastructure. And the collapse of Champlain Towers, unfortunately, put a spotlight on how rising sea levels might affect building foundations. And the building foundation piles, like many others in South Florida, were designed decades ago to withstand only occasional soaking from rising groundwater. Now, with higher sea levels, these concrete and steel supports face more frequent exposure to corrosive salt water. Yet, despite this risk, there has been little research into this phenomenon, and no government body officially keeps an eye on these underground threats. An FIU's proposed network of about 150 monitoring wells along the barrier islands and nearby coastlines in Miami, Broward, and Palm Beach counties is set to change that. And this initiative will not only help scientists monitor how rising sea levels are affecting South Florida's barrier islands, but also aid in flood prediction, modeling the impact on the region's drinking water supply and understanding the risk to underground infrastructure. So, for savvy real estate investors and anyone with a stake in South Florida's future, this research isn't just interesting, it is essential. It's about protecting our homes, our investment, and our way of life against the encroaching seas. With this new monitoring network, we're stepping up our game to face these challenges head on, armed with the data and insight needed to make informed decisions and to keep South Florida thriving. If you have questions, remember to subscribe to SERDNA Talks and to share all our videos with your friends and family. I have to go. See you soon.